Science. It's pretty fucked up. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're all having a fantastic Sunday. Just sat here in my Dr. Evil chair. It's just gone midnight or something. Been doing a bit of work and had a bit of an epiphany slash realization slash something or other. I don't really know what it is. But anyway, I just thought that would be a pretty good time to talk about it. And it's kind of like a paradox, potentially, or if not a paradox, something a bit weird and strange and wonderful. But anyway, rather than being too fucking cryptic about it, I'm just going to spit it out because I don't really do the whole cryptic thing very well. But I am having a bit of like a proud of myself moment, and it's kind of a mindfuck, to be honest with you, because I just recently, for full disclosure, recently lost a piece of work that's a healthy 6 figures. So it's kind of a massive kick in the dick, and I'm not overly stoked about it. But what I am happy about, or what I am proud of myself for, is the way in which I've dealt with it. So quick rewind. December last year / January this year, similar kind of thing, not to the scale, to be honest with you. It was Mickey Mouse in comparison, but a piece of business didn't really go my way. I had tied a lot of hopes, dreams, aspirations, etc. to it. Didn't happen, and kind of just lost my shit about it. And if you've ever watched that show Inside Out, it's like a cartoon, right, with all the motions in your brain as little characters and stuff, and it was that full like, oh, death can't fall kind of moment where the shit hit the fan, fucking self-destruct, blow it all up. That's kind of how I dealt with it in January. Whereas, like, I'm pissed off and I'm not happy about the way in which this has happened, but the kind of work that I've put in from January to now, or technically actually March till now, it's got me to the point where I can actually rationalize and think about this in a logical manner and deal with it in a completely different way in which I would have dealt with it previously. And I'm quite happy and proud of myself for that. And I don't think it's the easiest thing to explain, other than to potentially use examples or just talk you through sort of the process of thinking. So I've been pretty vocal over the last sort of 2 to 3 months about the fact that I'm not happy with the trajectory that I'm on. I'm not happy with the line of work that I'm in, that I want to shift or move. And I've been kind of dabbling in stuff, but never really fully committing to anything. So like, I've got a few little things going here and there, but I think life's kind of just gone, enough talk, pal, it's time to do. And it has this weird and wonderful way of basically just kicking you in the dick and making you do the shit that you need to do. So I'm not pissed off about the fact that this contract has been removed. I'm obviously not stoked about it. Like, I mean, it's gonna suck, right? Like, you lose 6 figures. That's a lot of money. Like, I'm not happy about it, but I'm not stressed about it, which is where the paradox comes into play. And it's like a bit of a mind fuck, because like, I still got bills to pay, I still got shit to do, I still got commitments, yet I'm not stressed about it. So it's kind of weird. But I also have faith in my ability to deliver to the highest possible level and to make this work one way or another. So like, I don't know, it's crazy, it's weird. But going back to the whole beginning of the year thing, beginning of the year, had a piece of information about business that didn't go my way, and I fucking lost it, right? Self-destruct, bang, spiral, everything goes out of control. So if you can imagine like you having a puncture in your car, and I think a lot of people have used this example before, but instead of fixing the tire, you go and you puncture the other 3 tires. Like, that doesn't solve your problem, that just makes your problem so much worse. But at the time you think, for some reason in your illogical brain, where you're thinking with too much emotion and you're getting fired up, that this is the way in which you should deal with this. And that's kind of how I dealt with it in January, or late last year, early this year. And my health, family, relationships, finances, everything got battered for it. So I just made the situation so much worse. And sorry I'm rubbing my eyes so much, I'm getting a bit tired. But I made the situation so much worse. And as a result, like, it took so much more work to get back to this level that I'm at now, like health-wise, mentality-wise, business-wise. And now life has kind of thrown me a curveball again and kind of kicked me in the dick. And the reason I'm not that pissed off about it is because I've now started to identify that, like, when you start wanting to level up and take on new challenges and become a better version of yourself, or do something bigger and better with your life, life's going to test you to see how bad you want it. Because we all talk a hell of a good game, right? It's easy to sit here and say, I want to do this and I want to do that. How bad do you really want it? Like, are you prepared to go the distance? Are you prepared to bleed? Are you prepared to sweat? Are you prepared to do whatever it takes? And that's currently where I'm at. Like, life's kind of saying to me, well, you've been talking a good game, Ovenstone. How are you going to deliver on it? Like, here's your chance. Like, if you're going to do it, now would be a good time to step up, man up, and get this shit done. And it's not man up in terms of like, oh, only men can do it or anything like that. It's more in terms of like the way in which Bedros talks about it in his Man Up book, where it's just like, stop making excuses, just stop with the bullshit, just get it done. Like, whatever it takes, just get it done. And this is where I'm at. So the way in which I visualize this in my head now, and there is a point to this story, like, it's taking a while to get there, but I needed to give you the background to then, and where I was versus where I am now, and how my mindset has shifted around it in order to explain it to you a slightly better way. So beginning of the year, or late last year, when shit went bad, that was a very toxic piece of information, or a piece of my life was super toxic as a result of it, right? And I did nothing to stop that toxicity flowing and infesting everything else. So like, if you can imagine, you've got all these elements to your life, right? So you've got finance, business, health, wealth, family, relationships, blah blah blah. Like, there's all these different elements and they're all over the place. You have one little bad apple over here, let's say business. Your business goes bad, that toxicity starts to flow and it infects everything else. And if you allow it, that's when you start to spiral and you allow things to get out of control, and it gets so much worse and becomes so much harder, and you start not being able to see a light at the end of the tunnel, because that toxicity stops you from doing the shit that you know you need to do in order to get to where it is that you want to be. So like, I had a bad piece of advice, or sorry, not advice, I had a bad piece of information, or my business went bad and the toxicity started to flow. So what happened? I am pretty much a comfort eater, right? So I started to comfort eat because I was like sad about the fact that all what I had worked so hard for months to achieve was ripped out from under me at a moment's notice, and I had no real plan B. Like, plan B sucked and I had to just deal with it. So I then started to comfort eat. As a result, I stopped training because now I was like super lethargic, super low on energy. I was eating crap. I was fueling my body with crap So my output was crap. So I started to gym less because I just didn't feel like gymming. I didn't feel well. I didn't feel healthy. I started getting sick, like more and more sick and unhealthy and unwell. And I started to sleep a lot more because now, like, again, my body was drained. I was gassing myself out. And my mentality just became more and more toxic, more and more negative as a result. So you put all of these things together, and all of a sudden it was like my integrity was fucked, my self-confidence was fucked, and then everything else in life just started to take a battering for it, like impacted friendships, relationships, family, finances. Everything was just not pleasant, not good times at all. So it then took sort of March when I decided, actually, do you know what, I need to get healthy again. Like, I'm tired of being a fat, lazy prick. I'm tired of being unhealthy and unwell and not happy. I need to do something about it. And that's where sort of March came into play. But before then, like, I wasn't even doing the little things well, right? And it was March that I decided, okay, how do you make change? Well, you start building momentum, you start getting little wins, you start doing little things well. So I looked at a few aspects of life that I wasn't happy with, and I started building a little bit of momentum. And then that momentum allowed me to build momentum in other places and build up self-confidence, integrity, all that good stuff. And before you know it, you're on this winning trajectory again, and you're kind of nailing it, and life is sort of coming right again, feeling good, looking good, ought to be in Hollywood, all that good stuff, right? And now this piece has happened, and like, it wasn't one of those things you could foresee, because literally a conversation 3 days beforehand was super positive and everything was going really well. And then all of a sudden, when I did the follow-up conversation, I was like, well, actually, no, we've changed our mind, and boom, we're ripping the whole thing from under you. And I was just like, the fuck? I mean, literally 3 days ago, everything was swimmingly fine, and now you're fucking ripping it out from under me. And that's not really the way in which I like to do business, and it's not the way in which I would like to treat other people. So I don't expect other people to treat me in that manner. But that's beyond the point. Like, I can't that's again going back to the thing about I can't control external situations. The only thing I can control is the way in which I react to them. So I could have lost my shit, DEFCON 4, blow up, self-destruct, spiral, and cause some chaos. Or I could look at all the stuff that I'm doing well, and I could look at what's gone wrong, and I could, like, the way in which I envision it in my head, it's almost like there's a, like, you know when you watch TV, right, and you see on the TV they've got that one-way glass where they're interrogating someone on the other side. They can't see that way, but these guys can all see what's going on this way, and they can, like, flow information this way, but nothing can flow back this way. So that's how I envision it in my head. I've got this one-way glass that now I have, and I've put all the good stuff on the side of the glass, and business is now on this side of the glass. And I'm like, okay, well, that toxicity and everything can fester in this little room that I've built for it, and that's fine. Like, it can do what it needs to do over there, but it's not gonna fuck with anything that's happening over here. None of the good shit that's going on in my life over here is going to be impacted by that negativity. And I think this is like one of the biggest things I've actually had the pleasure of learning this year, and it's probably why I'm kind of relaxed about this whole situation, because I know that I've still got momentum in all the other parts of my life, and that positivity and momentum can flow through this one-way glass to help improve the situation in here. And if you can imagine, like, did you ever do those science experiments at school where you had like a cup of something and you put this drop and nothing happened? You put another drop, nothing happened, another drop, and like you did what felt like 3,000 drops, and all of a sudden the 3,001st drop changed the water color or the solution color from fucking clear to like lumo pink, and you were like, the fuck? Like 2,999 drops and fuck all happened, and you just did that one more drop and bang, now we're at Lumo pink. How? Science. So that's like how I imagine this in my head, right? And I try and like gamify it a little bit and try and keep it light-hearted and fun, because I'm starting to realize that more like life is this fucking game. It's like, it's not that serious. And I put negativity and this bullshit in this box over here, and it's got the one-way glass, and this is the science experiment where all this positivity, all this good energy, this momentum, this shit that's going well will start seeping in one drop at a time, and it'll just slowly make this place that much better. And all of a sudden it's going to switch and it's going to turn blue or pink, and then it can, because it'll be back and rosy and happy and good, I can then take it out of the danger zone and I can put it back on the good side of the glass, and something else will probably happen over here that needs to then be replaced and put inside the danger zone and cared for and not allowed to infest and fuck up all the good shit that's going on here. And that's kind of how that's how I see it. That's how I'm dealing with this whole situation. Like, yeah, I'm not saying, oh, I lost 6 figures, please feel bad for me. It's not what this is about. I just needed to use this example to try and explain to you the mindset. And yeah, I mean, like I said previously, I don't really know what stress is. I don't think. I've never really been someone who stresses out or gets too anxious or depressed or anything like that. I'm not that in tune with my emotions, to be honest with you. I'm a fucking robot pretty much. It's like an if this then that solution in my head. I've got self-destruct, like I've got that down to a fine art. It's actually ridiculous how good I am at it, and I have to work really, really hard not to fucking hit that button. I hover over it so often, and I have to really work on my mentality on a daily basis to ensure that I don't do that. But all in all, stop taking the knife to all your tires and fucking up everything. Like, just think about it for a second and go, right, okay, this is bad, but what's actually going well? Like, what can I double down on? What can I continue doing that is actually serving me and winning? And how can I let that influence what's going badly so that I don't fuck up everything? Because to be honest with you, it's easy to fuck shit up. It's hard. This shit is hard to constantly be doing and be this, like, this level of awareness doesn't come naturally to me. I must be honest with you. Like, this is fucking difficult for me to deal with this shit, because I'm kind of a fuck everyone, I'm out of here kind of person, to be honest with you. Like, I'm quite prepared to start at ground zero again. Like, I don't care. I've fucking slept in a car. I fucking slept in an office. I've had to have a gym membership so that I could shower. Like, it's not, I don't care. Like, I mean, the amount of times my parents would be like, Jesus, B, that's some fucking, that's a lot of money. Or that's stupid. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's only money, I'll make more. Like, it's not that I disrespect money. I respect money a lot, but I'm not scared of it. Like, I'm not its servant. It serves me. It allows me to do what I want to do. And I think that's when you know you're in like a healthy relationship with it. It doesn't determine who you are or how you behave. But all in all, don't allow a negative situation to produce this toxic environment that then flows into everything else and just makes a toxic world for you and makes it that much more difficult for you to solve problems and fix what's going wrong. Put in a little box, have that one-way glass, and let all the good shit feed into that and slowly but surely fix that problem for you. And you do that through staying positive, continue winning, continue having that momentum, and by watching that self-talk that you've got going on in your head. Because it's easy, it's really easy to get super negative. You can do this experiment, like, I mean, you shouldn't, because it's fucking stupid and you don't want to bring this kind of negativity onto you. But go ahead if you want and post something airy fairy and fluffy and feel good on Facebook or any kind of social media, and you'll get a handful of likes, handful of followers, handful of this, handful of that, and it kind of like it's just wishy-washy. There's like this, it builds like a little bit of a buzz and it dies out. But post something super negative, super controversial, like super toxic, and watch how fucking viral that shit goes. Because it's easy to spread negativity. It's difficult to stay positive because it's such a everyone just wants to be able to complain and moan and be miserable. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of effort to stay positive, to stay happy, to stay in a good mental state. So all in all, just decompartmentalize the shit, remove it so that it doesn't infect everything else, and then deal with it as its own little like solo mission, and continue ticking boxes over here, continue building momentum, continue the positivity and stuff, and allow that to work for you and continue moving you forward. And then this will kind of take care of itself. And I think that's why I'm kind of in a position now where I'm not that stressed out about this. Like, I know that I have 100% faith in my ability to take whatever steps need to be taken in order to get to where it is that I want to go. And I think that's kind of like a massive shift, and that's why I'm feeling like kind of proud of myself actually. And it's a bit stupid to say because I've just lost probably the biggest deal of my life, and as of this end of this month will be my last paycheck from this place, and then from next month I don't have that form of income coming in, and I don't have anything to replace it with. So it's not really anything to be proud of, to be honest with you. Like, it's not ideal, it's pretty fucked up, but yet I'm still kind of proud of myself in the way in which I've dealt with it, and the way in which I've handled the way in which they've handled me, if that makes sense. Like, it was quite easy to lose my shit and go mad and self-destruct, yet I haven't. I've kind of been pretty chilled out about it, and I feel pretty good for it. I feel like I've dealt with it in a really mature, really good manner, and I think for me that's a whole different level of awareness, and that's just another way in which I'm able to say to myself, you are delivering against that goal that you set yourself at the beginning of the year, which is to be in the best mental and physical shape of your life. Like, it's difficult to measure how mentally, what your mental shape is like. Like, how do you measure that other than like being thrown obstacles like this, and how you deal with it? So I feel like I've rambled enough. Just look after this. It's tough, man. This is real world. But when you start kind of seeing it as a bit more of a game, I think it's a whole lot easier. Like, I just see this as one big game now, and I'm enjoying playing. Like, I just do my thing, man, and I envision things differently. I picture things differently. I vision things in ways that serve me and make sense to me, and then I come and I talk to a camera like this, and it helps me just clear things up in my own head even more so. Because until I told you about like the one-way glass thing, I didn't really think about it like that until I actually said, oh, imagine one-way glass and the way in which it flows. And then I'm like, oh yeah, shit, actually I do that. Like, that's pretty sick. So yeah, all in all, that's my lesson for today, or that's my story for today. It's going to be an interesting couple months, I know that for sure, but I'm not even fucking scared. Like, to be honest with you, I'm more nervous about this 5th of November coming up, because I know that that's going to be a son of a bitch. And it's not so much nervous in the fact that I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Like, I'm very confident in my ability to deliver. But it's the nervousness around what I don't know is coming. Like, I know I'm going to bleed, I'm going to sweat, I'm going to have a tough time, they're going to fucking kick me, I'm going to have the shit beaten out of me. Like, that's okay, I'm not worried about that. They can throw me out of a fucking plane, I don't really care. Like, that, I'm okay with all of that. It's the unknowns. Like, what could I not be thinking about that they could do that I won't necessarily have run through that scenario in my head or played that out in my own head? That's like, there's no way of being able to picture all possible outcomes. Well, I don't think there is. Like, I've watched a lot of shows about similar sort of things, and I think I've kind of covered it, but there's no real way of knowing. Anyway, that's today's video. It's been long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, please hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. There's a little bell notification. If you tick that bad boy, It'll give you a notification to let you know every time I upload. Alternatively, you can just sign in every Sunday 7 p.m. GMT +1, aka London time. That's when I upload all my videos. Do me a favor as well and share this with someone that you know is in a pretty tough space at the moment mentally, because this could be the game changer, and it could shift their mindset around the way in which they problem solve or think about their problems. Because at the end of the day, like, the biggest thing for me was maintaining those little wins. As soon as I hit the self-destruct button and had to start again from zero, like, it's a hell of a lot harder than if you just keep the momentum going somewhere else, keep winning somewhere else, and then that winning still allows you to maintain a level of confidence, integrity and stuff like that, that then feeds naturally through that one-way glass that I talked about. Whereas if you fucking blow everything up and you start at ground zero, no integrity, no self-confidence, no nothing, it's a hell of a lot harder to deliver and to bring yourself back up. So if you want to talk to me about this, there's a link below to Calendly. You can book a call with me. I'd absolutely love chatting to you about this. This is kind of the shit that I love doing. I love talking about this kind of thing, as you can probably tell. So yeah, book a call. Happy to talk to you. There's a link down below for Underdog to Alpha. If you like this kind of stuff that I'm wearing now, there's a link. Do your best. And yeah, all in all, follow me on Instagram, bottom link over there. It was good seeing you all, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Cheers for now.